Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session on firms and market structures. This is a crucial topic in economics, and by the end of this presentation, you'll have a solid understanding of how firms make decisions about production, pricing, and competition. Let's dive in. Before we get started, let's go over the learning objectives for today. By the end of this session, you should be able to determine and interpret break-even and shutdown points of production. Describe the characteristics of perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Explain supply and demand relationships under monopolistic competition and oligopoly. Identify the type of market structure a firm operates in and understand concentration measures like the HHI. Today, we'll cover 4 key concepts. Break-even and shutdown points. How firms decide whether to operate or shut down. Market structures. The differences between perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Economies and diseconomies of scale. How costs change as firms grow. Concentration measures. Tools like the N-firm concentration ratio and HHI to measure market power. Let's start with break-even and shutdown points. These are critical for firms to decide whether to continue operating or shut down. In the short run, some costs are fixed, like rent or equipment, while in the long run, all costs are variable. A firm breaks even when its total revenue equals total cost, TR equals TC, or when price equals average total cost, P equals ATC. At this point, the firm makes zero economic profit. In the short run, a firm should shut down if the price falls below average variable cost, PAVC. In the long run, the firm should shut down if the price is below average total cost, PATC. Let's visualize this with figure 12.1. At P1, the firm breaks even. If the price drops below P2, the firm should shut down in the short run because it can't even cover its variable costs. In the long run, if the price stays below P1, the firm should exit the market entirely. Now, let's look at the total revenue and total cost approach. The TR line is linear, representing revenue at different quantities. The TC curve shows total costs at different quantities. The break-even points, QBE1 and QBE2, are where TR equals TC. The firm maximizes profit at Qmax, where the gap between TR and TC is the largest. Next, let's discuss economies and diseconomies of scale. These concepts explain how a firm's costs change as it grows. The economies of scale occur when increasing production leads to lower average costs. This happens due to factors like labor specialization, mass production, and better technology. Diseconomies of scale occur when a firm becomes too large, leading to inefficiencies like bureaucracy and communication problems. The minimum efficient scale is the point where the firm operates at the lowest possible average cost. Take a look at figure 12.3. The U-shaped curve shows how costs decrease with scale initially but eventually rise as the firm grows too large. The lowest point on the curve is the minimum efficient scale. Now, let's move on to market structures, starting with perfect competition. In this market, there are many firms, each too small to influence the market price. Products are homogeneous, meaning they're identical, and there's no pricing power. Firms are price takers, meaning they accept the market price as given. In the long run, firms earn zero economic profit because P equals MC equals MR equals ATC. Think of the wheat market. No single farmer can set the price of wheat, they all sell at the market price. Next is monopolistic competition. This market structure is similar to perfect competition but with one key difference: product differentiation. Firms sell products that are similar but not identical, like toothpaste brands. Each firm has some pricing power because consumers perceive differences in quality, features, or branding. In the short run, firms can earn positive economic profit, but in the long run, new entrants drive profits to zero. Look at figure 12.5. In the short run, the firm charges a price above ATC, earning a profit. But in the long run, new firms enter, shifting the demand curve down until P equals ATC, and profits disappear. Now, let's compare firm output under monopolistic competition and perfect competition. This is an important distinction because it shows how different market structures affect pricing and efficiency. In monopolistic competition, Panel A, firms charge a price higher than marginal cost, P/MC. This is because firms have some pricing power due to product differentiation. However, this leads to excess capacity, meaning firms don't operate at the most efficient scale. Their average total cost, ATC, is not minimized, which is inefficient. In perfect competition, Panel B, firms charge a price equal to marginal cost, P equals MC. This is the most efficient outcome because firms operate at the minimum point of ATC, meaning they produce at the lowest possible cost. There's no excess capacity, and resources are used efficiently. The key takeaway here is that monopolistic competition leads to higher prices and inefficiencies compared to perfect competition, where prices are lower and resources are used more efficiently. About oligopoly, a market dominated by a few large firms. Firms are interdependent. They must consider how competitors will react to their pricing decisions. Products may be homogeneous, like oil, or differentiated, like cars. Pricing strategies are complex, and firms often use models like the kinked demand curve, Cournot model, or Nash equilibrium to predict outcomes. Take a look at Figure 12.7, the kinked demand curve. Firms believe that if they raise prices, competitors won't follow, but if they lower prices, competitors will match them. This creates a kink in the demand curve and a gap in the marginal revenue curve. The kinked demand curve also affects marginal revenue. There's a gap in the Mr. curve at the kink price, PK, and firms produce where MR equals MC, which occurs at the kink price. In Nash equilibrium, neither firm can improve profits by unilaterally changing its strategy. For example, if firm A charges a high price and firm B charges a low price, neither can increase profits by changing their strategy. In a dominant firm oligopoly, one firm sets the market price, P*, based on its cost structure. Competitive firms take this price and produce where MC equals P*. Over time, the dominant firm gains a larger market share as competitors exit or reduce output. Collusion occurs when firms act as a monopoly, setting a higher price, collusion, and producing less, collusion. In contrast, perfect competition leads to lower prices, competition, and higher output, competition. Collusion harms consumers by raising prices and reducing output. Let's summarize the key characteristics of each market structure. A perfect competition. Many firms, no pricing power, homogeneous products. A monopolistic competition. Many firms, some pricing power, differentiated products. An oligopoly, few firms, significant pricing power, interdependent decisions. A monopoly, single firm, very high pricing power, no substitutes. To analyze market power, we use concentration measures like the N-firm concentration ratio and the Herfindahl-Hirschman index, HHI. Before a merger, the 4-firm concentration ratio is 65%, and the HHI is 0.1175. And after the merger, the 4-firm concentration ratio increases to 70%, and the HHI jumps to 0.1950. And the HHI is more sensitive to mergers and better reflects increased market power. To summarize, a break-even and shutdown points help firms decide when to operate or exit the market. The economies of scale allow firms to reduce costs as they grow, but diseconomies of scale can lead to inefficiencies. A perfect competition features many firms with no pricing power, while monopolistic competition allows for product differentiation. An oligopoly involves a few interdependent firms, and monopoly features a single firm with significant pricing power. Concentration measures like the HHI help us understand market power and the impact of mergers. That's it for today's session on firms and market structures. I hope you now have a clear understanding of how firms operate in different market environments and how they make critical decisions about production and pricing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.